Hello and welcome back to the Sweet and Spicy Podcast. My name is Kate.
And I'm Cecily.
And today I'm gonna get back onto the off-campus bandwagon, guys. So this is the last one that we'll be doing of this series at all. Um, of any kind of off-campus series. I know that she has a couple other ones like the Briar U series and stuff with more characters. However, we won't be covering all of them. I am, however, covering today the last 3 books in the actual off-campus itself series.
Dun dun dun.
We're going through them very quickly. We're getting very small snapshots because we're going through 3 books at one time. So, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Are we ready to get in? Okay. So we'll cover The Mistake first. Obviously, these are also by Elle Kennedy, for those who maybe missed the first one or anything. We have already covered the first book. That was back in season 1, early season 1. So, we are now covering the other 3 in season 3. So, The Mistake, which was Logan, so John Logan is the main male character of this one. You met him in the last book. I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5, really. Because it happens quickly. It's not like there's no I guess it's like there's some kink to it, but not really. It's like very vanilla.
I mean,
So
not terrible, just not our
it's
thing.
very no. It's very vanilla. It wasn't bad. 100% it wasn't bad. It's just very vanilla and it's very plot focused, less sexy focused, which I think all of these books are, honestly. So, your triggers: alcoholism, alcohol use, attempted rape, drug use, weed and cocaine specifically, panic attacks, and suicide jokes. Whole thing, that is what it is. Some triggers from these books may be missing, by the way, because I had to compile this list both on my own and from other sources that maybe I missed something. No, the author herself does not have a trigger warning list. So keep that in mind when you're going to read this book. I might have missed some triggers. I might have added something that I didn't realize that I added that maybe goes with one of the other books instead. But I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
It's also a TV show.
It is a TV show, but only the first book, which we already covered. We talked about the TV show. So,
I just had to
I will say
remind people.
100%. Everybody loves the third book, which is The Score, which is about Dean De Laurentiis, okay? Everybody loves that book. I'll talk more about that book after I talk about The Mistake, but I will say The Mistake was probably my favorite because it had a lot of groveling, and I like the grovel. Okay, you ready? We're gonna get into The Mistake.
Why do we
The
like
Mistake,
the groveling?
Huh?
I'm like, why do you like the groveling?
Why do I like the groveling? You're telling me you don't like the groveling.
Is there, but I don't know. I guess I don't like it because I don't like that. That means there's a reason to grovel.
There is a reason to grovel, and a lot of people don't like that reason of groveling, which is a big reason why a lot of people don't like Logan's book. But we're gonna get into that in a second. So The Mistake is about Logan. We already talked about that. And Logan is pining after Hannah still. We talked about that in the last book kind of things.
But she's with
but
the
in the
other
last
dude.
book, Logan is Hannah is very happily with Garrett. Okay.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So Logan is pining after Hannah. He really likes Hannah. He thinks he's in love with her. But he meets Grace, who is a freshman. He is a junior in this. She is a freshman. He might actually be a senior now that I'm thinking about it. No, he's a junior. He's a junior, she's a freshman when they first meet. So he thinks he's in love with her, but he meets Grace. Like, he thinks he's in love with Hannah, but he meets Grace on accident And they fool around a bit after watching a movie in her dorm room. Not
Oh,
full on,
snap.
not full on spicy times, but they do a little bit of foreplay spicy. Well, Logan realizes he never got her phone number or anything and is like, oh man, I'm kind of a dick. Okay.
Duh.
And Grace's roommate and longtime bestie decides that Grace is lying and that he never actually was in their dorm room because
Oh,
she wasn't there when he showed up.
rude.
Because what happened was he was going to a party in the dorms, in a dorm room, mistakenly went to the wrong dorm, went to her dorm, and then they just hung out because she was watching a movie he really liked, and he was like, you know what, I really probably shouldn't be drinking anyway.
I
Because
mean,
he's like going on like this really bad like drinking bender.
make good choices. That's important.
Hmm. But anyway, he thinks she's pretty. He notices she's got a really nice movie on, like one of his favorite movies, like an action movie of some kind. And he goes and sits down and watches it with her.
Oh, I really like the movie you're watching.
Um,
Shall I join you? Weirdo.
it's kind of like a he's John Logan, which means he's known everywhere. He plays hockey. So he's like one of the starter hockey starters and everything. So he's known. So she knows who he is. She introduces herself, all that fun stuff.
Superstar.
But basically, so Grace's roommate, who is like her longtime bestie, decides she's lying. We don't like this friend, by
I
the
was gonna
way.
say she doesn't really sound like
Um,
much of a bestie. She kind of sounds like a
no,
biatch.
she's really not. They've been friends since like elementary school, I think. And
Some
she's
people
kind of
aren't your
terrible.
friend. Some people are
Yeah.
not your friend.
But Grace's friend tells all of her gossipy friends about it. Until like and saying like that she's lying, that he never showed up, and she says it's like this, but there's no proof, and I think she's lying, kind of things.
Wow.
And so like the whole school thinks she's lying at this point about basically about John Logan not coming to see her.
Like what the heck?
So right,
That's
and
just
like spreading this rumor until none other than John Logan himself finds out about it and shows up to essentially make everyone stop thinking she's lying because he actually kind of liked her
yeah, like what the heck?
and he kind of wants to see her again. And he's like, I'm kind of terrible for not getting her phone number. I really want to see her again, and I'm really hoping I run into her.
Well, it won't be hard
So,
with everybody talking crap everywhere.
right? Well, after a large series of groveling, right, and telling Grace she was in fact not a rebound to get over his Hannah crush because he didn't
Oh,
actually have a crush on Hannah, because him and Hannah actually had a nice little conversation about that, where she's like, I don't think you actually have a crush on me specifically. She's like, I think you want a relationship, not specifically me. And she was
mm,
right. And he was
you're
like, oh man, okay, well, I really want Grace though.
you're
So
just
she made
no.
him grovel. So Grace made him grovel as she should because he had told her at some point something
Uh-oh.
about like, well, we really can't do this because I really like this other girl. And
Oh
like, I don't
Lord.
want you to feel like a rebound or this or that. And so she's like, okay, cool, get out.
Fair.
So basically, him and Hannah had talked about it, and he was really just envious of what Hannah and Garrett had. He was just a little jealous, because he wanted that closeness. He wanted the girlfriend. He didn't want Hannah, he wanted the girlfriend. And he craved, the companionship, the closeness, like that comes with having that girlfriend, right?
He's just a little jelly.
So he grovels for Grace, and it
As
included a list of almost impossible things to accomplish for him to do. Um, so yeah,
nice.
also Grace totally almost gave the man her virginity when they first met.
Oh dang.
Can you hear the rain?
I did hear thunder a minute ago and I was like, oh snap.
Is it on your side or my side?
I think it's on your side, but I am actually not certain.
Okay, well, let's hope that my power doesn't flicker.
I know, I'm
Fingers
sitting
crossed.
I'm like, oh no, it's a problem. Whatever will we do?
Okay, let's keep going so we get done with it beforehand. So they eventually get together despite Logan's issues with his alcoholic father.
Oh, daddy
Okay.
issues.
Because Grace really does like Logan too. So she gave him these almost impossible tasks. So basically, if you really like me, you'll do it. And they fix it. But yeah, Logan's got some daddy issues.
Mhm.
And he also has an older brother that also wants to live his life. And so they made a deal that Logan, once he's done with school, he has to go back home and take over the shop so his brother can actually live his life for a little bit. His
The
mechanic shop. So Logan's
mm,
basically like stuck. He wants to be a pro hockey. He wants to go pro for hockey. He wants to do it, but he can't do it because of his dad. Um,
that sucks.
so he basically he gets to finish college and go back there instead of getting to join the Bruins and continue his hockey career like he wants to, and like Garrett wants him to too, because they've been planning this for a while, like, oh yeah, we'll get on the Bruins together, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll be great. Well, he couldn't. And he didn't join the draft, and the coach is pretty much the only one who knows that he never joined the draft. He does eventually tell Garrett, but
Too little, too late.
so however though, his dad finds out about this cuz Logan gets him at rock bottom, helps him, you know? And his dad like uses this as a I need help. I need to help myself. You need to not rely I need to not rely on my own kids. So he actually goes and gets help. And it does say that this time it actually stuck and stayed because he had done so prior and gotten help and it had stuck. And then he got into a really bad accident where he could no longer move around and do like his work. So he
Okay.
started drinking again and it caused issues. But he fixed it and he took accountability
I mean,
and he
that's
fixed it.
good.
So he did. So Logan did actually get to join the draft and go to the Bruins eventually. And him and
Yay.
Grace obviously worked out their stuff and were dating and were happy and very, very good.
So that one was mostly dad drama, not
So
chick drama.
that one was a little bit of dad and like family drama and her drama. But like I said, this is just very quick, like snapshots of them. But
We
that was
did get
very
rid of
much
the witchy
a
best friend, though.
oh yeah. No, she was like, you suck.
Okay,
After a
good.
series of events where the best friend after Grace was like, absolutely not. The best friend decided to text Logan after Grace kicked Logan out and was like, I don't want anything to do with you. Because Logan first went to her and was like, I'm sorry, like I was mistaken, this and that. And Grace was like, I don't want to hear this, go away.
Tried to get him for herself, is what
And
she tried to do.
that's exactly what she did. She texted him and sent like
Wow.
some kind of sexy picture or whatever to him. And he immediately sent it over to Grace and was like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure this is your best friend. I didn't say anything. I wasn't going to say anything. I just figured you should know."
Yeah, that your
And
friends
cuz even
suck.
though she was yeah, even though she was mad at him and everything, he still let her know and she was like, "Okay, yeah, no, I'm not doing this." So it was really cute. I do highly recommend that book. That was a very quick snapshot and not a very good description of what happened, but I do recommend it. It's very sweet. It's very fun. Like I said before, I know most people love the score, but I loved the groveling that this man had to do because he had like a whole list of stuff. The end one included him going on her radio show 'cause she was part of the campus radio show. She would produce one of the things, one of the shows.
Oh boy.
And part of it was literally him on the show talking because it
Apologizing.
was like an advice thing. Yeah, it was like an advice thing. And so he got on there and it apologized to her and everything. And she was like, fine, okay. She wanted to cave so much when he was doing the stuff. One of them, he had to write her a poem. Another one, he had to find and take a picture on like a green, like an emerald green velvet couch in a specific style. Another one that he had to do was get an endorsement from a celebrity.
I mean,
He had to be endorsed by a celebrity to date her,
that's kind of funny.
which Garrett helped him with that one by like calling a Bruin, like a genuine Bruins hockey player,
Gotta do what you
got
gotta
him to
do.
do it. Exactly. So that was really cute. And it really was like the reason I liked it so much too was because he groveled because he knew he made a mistake and was trying to make up for it.
Which is good. You
And
should
that's why
always
I
admit
like
your
the
mistake.
groveling. I will fully admit that's I think why I like the groveling because they take accountability.
It's a
There's an
man of taking
accountability aspect.
accountability. This book is obviously fiction.
Exactly. No, but that is why I like these books is because there is an accountability to them when they grovel because they're like, I messed up. I am gonna do these things because I messed up.
Do you think we need to chill on that? Are we becoming a man hate channel?
Possibly. We're married. It's not like we're not. We married men too.
This is
There
that
are some good ones out there.
they're just few and far between.
Anyway, yes. But like I said, I really liked that he took accountability for his actions and his mistakes and made it up to her in any way possible that she wanted. And it was really cute. And I do actually like their relationship because later on, he's very open with her about different things and he tells her a lot. And it was just a very like healing thing for him with her because she told him like, why do you have to go take care of your dad? Why is this
I
something you
mean,
have to do? Like, and she made him actually start thinking about the possibility of like, why is this my problem? Like, I get that he's my dad, but why is this? You know, which is then he had to miss something for her that was really important to her. Oh, it was a dinner. He was supposed to, she went to dinner for her family and he was supposed to pick her up afterwards. And he got stuck with his dad and he had texted her, but her phone died. And so did his, so he couldn't, or he meant to text her and then his phone died. And then by the time his phone actually could get charged because he was taking care of his dad so long that it was really late and he rushed over to her family's house and tried to pick her up, but she had already left with one of her friends. And then him and the stepdad, because her stepdad and her are really close. But is it her stepdad or is it her dad? I think it actually might be her dad. Now I'm thinking about it. It is her dad. So her dad and her are very close, and her and her mom are really close too. And her parents had a really healthy divorce in the fact that they're still actual friends. But they both decided, it's not what they wanted. It was very healthy. It was way, way better than I've ever seen. Um, but no, it was really nice. But they had like this really nice talk and he explained to the dad all of these things and the dad was like, "I understand." Because the dad's a professor at the university and he's like a beloved
Mm,
professor at the university, which is why Grace gets to go and why Grace went to that specific university.
makes
But it
sense.
was really sweet. Okay, we're going to go into the score.
Next.
The score is Dean De Laurentiis and Allie Hayes. Allie is Hannah's best friend. Okay. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Like a flat 2 out of 5. Not even a maybe. There is some like spicy toy usage in it,
Oh my.
but not a lot. There's a couple. But the trigger warnings for it are alcoholism, car accident, death, drug use, grief, and slut shaming.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is all of this in
Um
season 1 of the TV show, or is each book a season?
no, each book is a season.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're gonna scroll down to the book thing notes now. So, like I said, it's Dean and Allie. Allie being Hannah's best friend and roommate. So Dean and Allie end up sleeping together after Allie breaks up with her longtime boyfriend Sean, who we all collectively agree sucks. By the way, that part was in the show.
Oh.
That part was in the show. The beginning of this book is actually in the show as well.
I was like, because this is all
It's
kind
like
of
a quick
happening at
little
the
2
same time,
episodes or
right?
1 episode. All of this kind of happens at the same time. Yes, the show did flip the orders of things a little bit.
Mm.
So technically Logan was supposed to be the next one in the series to get the girlfriend or whatever, but since Logan's book kind of overlaps a little bit with Dean's book, they kind of made Dean's book first and Logan's after and all kinds of stuff. But they
Gotcha.
all kind of overlap some way or another. So they end up sleeping together after Allie breaks up with the shitty boyfriend Sean. So the
As
two
she
start
should.
hooking up and keeping it a secret from everyone, right? So
Secrets
Dean
don't
falls
make
for her and she
friends.
falls for him. No, they don't. Dean falls for her and she falls for him. Dean also has a little side thing about his terrible high school coach coming to be a coach at the college, and the man
Uh-oh.
hates him because of something with Dean and the coach's daughter from back in high school and stuff.
Trauma.
Um but that's a whole another thing that we won't really get into, but know that it's like a big thing. So this leads Dean to be forced to coach a youth hockey team, and it's really sweet. It's how he finds out he doesn't actually want to be a lawyer like his parents and family. That he actually wants to be a teacher. And
Oh.
Allie actually is one of the main reasons that she's like, why can't you do that if that's what you love? It's okay to be different. Your parents would love you regardless, and his parents do. His
Will
parents are
they?
fantastic.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
Hold on, you gotta double
No,
check that.
his parents are very sweet and like um very much about their kids. They're high profile lawyers who very much love their children. Um but yeah, so he, does all this. But Sean shows up and starts yelling at Allie and calling her all kinds of names and insults that I won't repeat.
Uh-oh.
Um because he found out that she was with Dean. So Sean found out that Allie was with Dean and it made him angry.
Too bad, so sad,
So
loser.
So yeah, this caused Allie to go into panic mode and essentially like full on panic attack, like closed off kind of mode, right?
Oh, dang.
So she's in a terrible place. She is back at her dorm. Hannah and Garrett find her in the dorm, like all freaked out. So Hannah's like, "What's wrong? Like, I need to know. Like, I need to know find out what's wrong." And Garrett's like super worried about her too, because Garrett at this point is like, Allie's my sister now. Like Allie's my bestie now.
Mm.
Because if Allie is hurt, then my girl is hurt, and that's not okay.
Acceptable.
Yeah. So she's like freaking out, and Hannah's like, "What can I do? Like, how can we help?" And she just tells them to call Dean. Mind you, they don't know yet.
Oh.
So randomly, they're like, Dean? Dean De Laurentiis? And she's like, yes. Please call Dean. I need Dean. And so
Awkward.
Garrett's like, huh? And so is Hannah, but they call him. And he shows up, and calls her baby in front of them. So they kind of find out then.
Surprise.
He like has this little moment uh of like seeing her and just saying baby and like going in and closing the door in both Hannah and Garrett's faces. Uh,
Rude.
like, nope, we'll explain this later.
Rude.
So then they do afterwards come out and explain everything, and so then everyone knows, and Dean and Allie are super happy, and they're very open about the fact that they're in a relationship and they're together, and they're just happy. She's not hiding things from Hannah or anything anymore. He's not, like, having girls constantly hit on him because 'cause he's got a girlfriend now.
But
So and he's no longer, like, labeled as the playboy. Well, he is, but he isn't. So then Dean actually comes home from, like, a weekend trip or date with Allie to be told that his best friend, Bo, died in a car accident.
oh,
Bo was captain of the football team, like, besties. Um, so he starts drinking and essentially wallowing in his sadness and depression.
not
He
good.
basically only goes to classes and does his homework, and that's it. He doesn't have hockey right now, so he's not really doing hockey stuff. It's he completely stops going to coach for the kids. He's pretty much like closed off from everything. Allie stays with him every step of the way. Um, and she's like making sure that the coach at for the kids knows that he's just struggling and that he's gonna be back and he wants to come back and this stuff. And she even goes and checks on the kids and stuff because they know who she is. And so he pretty much just can't stop doing anything without getting high and drinking.
Good grief.
So that's what he does. Just he stops pretty much doing everything besides school, getting high and drinking. And so Allie has a big show coming up because she's a theater major, right? And she's the lead of this show. It's a big deal for her.
Uh-oh.
Dean promises to come opening night, right? Because that's when she wants him there, everything. Promises to come, promises to come. She reminds him day of everything.
I don't like where this is
He never shows up.
going. Eee.
Yep. He never shows up. She goes back to the house because she's more worried about him. She's like, did he overdose? Did he have some kind of issue? Like what happened? She
I
walks
mean,
into the house.
I would say I get that, and then sure if he's not dead, she's gonna be pissed.
So she walks into the house and he's partying with some of the football team.
Oh, geez.
He sees her. He literally sees her in her costume for the show, like makeup, all of it. And he realizes that he like he realizes what he did.
Yep.
So she's done. She leaves. She tells him, I'm done. She packs up the stuff that she had at his house. She's like, I've stood by you this entire time and watched you ruin your life. And the one time this entire like few months, like it's been going on for a while now. She's like, in this entire time, I have never asked you for one thing until this. She's like, and you couldn't even show up for me for 2 hours.
Yeah, ouch.
She's like,
Good
I
luck with
have
that, my
been
guy.
with you. I have held you. Yeah, she's like, I have held you. I have talked you off ledges. Like, I have worked with you all of this time, and you self destructed everything in your life. So he knows he messed up. Garrett, Logan, and Tucker all remind him of this when they get home because they all went to go see Allie
Ooh,
because Allie is family because Hannah is family. Hannah is super mad at Dean.
I'm sure.
What really like nail in the coffin though too is that Garrett told him that the only thing he wanted was for Allie to not get hurt because he thought it was a bad idea because Dean only did hookups. Right? He just didn't want Allie to get hurt because then Hannah would be hurt and he would not be cool with that. And Dean hurt Allie, so Garrett told him, I told you that this would happen and that I thought it was a bad idea, but you didn't want to listen to me.
Yep, you did it anyway.
So, this does make Dean stop drinking. He stops drinking, he stops partying, he gets his shit together because the love of his life has just left him. Because he hit rock bottom essentially because he had nobody holding him up there anymore. Um, so Dean goes to practice though, and because of his old coach, they decided to do a random drug test.
Oh, jeez.
Remember how uh Dean's been drugged up most of the time?
Yeah, he's screwed.
Yeah, so he fails. He told the coach prior to let him know, not the shitty one, the other one. He told him prior was like, "Hey,
I'm gonna fail.
there's no I'm gonna fail." He's like, "What are you gonna fail for?" And he told him and he's like, "All right, well, you still got to pee in the cup, but you get your stuff from your locker. I'm glad you told me, but there's nothing I can literally do." He's like, "Go clean out your locker. Hopefully it comes out clean because it has been so long." He's like, "But I don't have high hopes, so I would grab your stuff out of your locker and leave just your assigned equipment in there." Because sports do assigned equipment like pads and jerseys and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
So they're like, "Take your jersey, leave everything else in there." Um, so he does get kicked from the hockey team. He fully fails it. So he goes back to the kids that he was coaching and apologizes to both them and the main coach. He actually starts working with the kids and teaching the kids again because the coach is like, "Listen, we've all hit that spot, and you had a situation that kind of just made it a whole lot worse for you."
I
So
mean,
after he fixes that stuff, he starts working on getting Allie back. And he does eventually get her back. And they do end up happily together. But yeah.
takes a lot to get there from that.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
least
it did.
I would assume or hope so.
She did not take him back very quickly, I don't think. From what I remember, it was faster than I thought she probably should have, but she did.
It's the trauma.
So it is trauma. Um, but anyway, fourth and final book here is The Goal. Okay, so this is John Tucker. So we
John
call him
Tucker
Tucker.
must die.
As I was gonna say, you're gonna think that.
I'm
Um,
a 90s child or a 2000s child. I guess that one is technically considered.
so this is I rated it 2.5 out of 5 because it happens within the first couple chapters, honestly. Then like the first 2 or 3 chapters, I think they get it on.
Dang.
So, it's about Tucker and Sabrina. I haven't really mentioned Sabrina yet, but Sabrina is in the book with Dean as well. And Tucker and Sabrina's book overlaps quite a bit with Dean's book to the point where you're seeing stuff from Tucker's perspective that was in Dean's book that you were previously seeing in Dean or Allie's perspective. So it overlaps like quite a bit. So when this book first starts, Bo hasn't died yet. So the goal. The goal is honestly, I have to say, I think it's for me, I think it's the mistake, the goal, the deal, and then the score. So Dean and Allie is like the last one on my list on here.
Dang.
But it's because of how I think it's very much because of my trauma and how bad he messed up.
Mm.
That, like, not showing up is something that really bothers me. When you tell me you're gonna show up and I remind you and you still don't show up, it bothers me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that is definitely a big red flag.
Yep.
So, I mean,
So,
I would be completely understandable because we all know how I am.
yep. So anyway, the goal is about John Tucker and Sabrina. Sabrina was close with Bo, and it does overlap Dean and Allie's story a bit. So you do hear about Sabrina. Sabrina and Dean are also like nemesises. They're both in pre-law technically classes together, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But yeah. So they're nemesises. But it does overlap Dean and Allie's story a bit. So Sabrina and Bo would hook up occasionally. And so when he died, it was a bit upsetting for her because even though they were never actually together, they were actually really close friends. They were friends with benefits essentially. They were actually pretty close because that was the one that she consistently, hooked up with. But she never let him get too close to her. It did seem like Bo did want to get a little bit closer to Sabrina,
But there
but he
was no
never
way.
could because she didn't let him. Yeah, she didn't let him. They were very much friends. She wasn't gonna let him. So um that's a little bit later in the story because of Bo and stuff, but so Sabrina is at a bar, right? And Tucker sees her and Dean told so so Tucker and the rookie on the team see her. The rookie saw her first, technically, I think, or maybe Tucker did, I'm not sure. But the rookie mentions it first. So Dean tells the rookie that she'll eat his soul and to leave her alone. Because Sabrina and Dean do not get along. They're rivals. They have slept together once because they were both really drunk.
Oops.
But basically, they both were in all the pre-law classes together, and Sabrina found out Dean was sleeping with one of the TAs and got better grades because of it.
Uh-oh.
And he definitely did not deserve them. He should have failed that class.
Yeah, that is messed up.
So
I would be pissed too.
she starts calling him Richie the entire time too, because he's super rich. So that's what she calls him. Um, there is more to that story on Dean's side, and you actually find out about that in Dean's book. But basically, what happened was he was sleeping with the TA, but he didn't know that she was changing his grades until like later on.
Mm,
And when he went to the professor to get it fixed, to fail him like he should have, the professor refused because he knew one of Dean's parents and only dropped his grade down like a letter grade. So she doesn't know that, and they eventually figure out their differences and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it was very much a she's mad about it because she is there on scholarship. She's working like three jobs. It's a whole thing.
that's understandable.
So yeah. So basically, Tucker still goes after Sabrina because she's hot, basically. Sabrina is described as like the perfect curvy model.
Mm-hmm.
Like good top, good bottom, perfectly proportional kind of girl, right? Very pretty, all that. So Tucker goes after her because he's like, yeah. Um, so they end up hooking up in Tucker's truck in the parking lot. And they were so eager that when they first started going at it, they forgot a condom. She kind of just went to go sit down, realized there wasn't, she didn't go all the way down or anything like that, but they noticed and they were like, oh, nope, condom time.
Yeah,
So
that's
they realized
important.
quickly before they actually fully got down to business and quickly put one on and went at it. Well, Tucker kept wanting to see her because, well, Sabrina is described as super pretty, like I told you. Um, so Sabrina starts to feel sick. So she calls out of one of her jobs. Um, and then she takes a pregnancy test. And well,
Uh-oh.
she's preggers and it's
Ooh,
Tucker's. So they get to navigate and that situation together while Sabrina is still going to college and figuring out how she's going to do everything. So Sabrina also has a really terrible family and home life. while also, like I said, working two jobs, one as a server in a strip club and another as a mail sorter. They figure everything out. Tucker is all in on helping her, but Sabrina isn't used to getting help because the poor girl has trauma. So eventually they figure everything out and they both graduate, with Sabrina getting into Harvard for law school. So she goes to Harvard right after having a baby. So and Tucker buys a bar as a business because not only is it a business, but it's in Boston and has a nice little house that sits on top of it. Um After all is scary, they figure out everything, and Sabrina ends up moving in with Tucker because she actually ends up having an issue with her stepdad technically, but her mom doesn't live there because her mom skipped town. She lives with her grandma, and her grandma is technically sleeping with the stepdad. It's a whole thing. Um, oh yeah, Sabrina's got a crazy life.
It sounds
So
like it.
Sabrina does end up actually moving in with Tucker and going to Harvard, with their little girl being born and named James after Tucker's dad, who passed
Oh.
away. And they call her, you're gonna love this, they call her Jamie. So they're like this little sweet family and figure out the craziness of the world, and it's very sweet. And I think at the end of that book, Tucker actually asks her to marry him. And they get married. And because then there's also a book called The Legacy, which is like the final thing of that. And technically, you're supposed to read a couple other books before you read that, but I just read that one. Um, so it follows all four of the like main couples and like talks about their lives with them getting married and having kids, and it's like a really sweet time, and I very much recommend reading it. But there are spoilers for other books, like I said, so I would maybe read some more of the universe before you read it, but I didn't because honestly, I just really wanted to read the legacy thing because I wanted to know how they are. Because basically, very quickly, um, Hannah accidentally gets pregnant with twins.
Oops.
Um, uh, Logan and Grace end up stuck in the snow in like like almost like a literally like a blizzard. They're stuck in a car in a blizzard, like off of an embankment.
Oh, dang.
Because they Tucker, not Tucker, Logan just wanted to take her on a vacation because they hadn't seen each other in a while because he's on the Bruins.
Mm.
So with everything going on, and because some crazy fangirls, Puck Bunny style, keep
Uh-oh.
breaking into Logan's room, and he's mad about it. It happens a lot to Garrett too. So both of them are kind of just like, well, I got a Puck Bunny. Can I come sleep in your bedroom, in your hotel room? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So that happens a lot. So they end up getting stuck, and then they actually end up getting married at that little lodge they were going to, and like it's all a secret until later. Um,
I mean, that's kind of
Dean Dean decides that he's going to propose to Allie, and that's a whole thing because Allie's like, I don't know if I really want to get married yet because then it would mean that we need to have kids, and everybody's telling Allie that does not mean you have to have kids right away. You can get married and just be happy married for a while.
says who.
Um, and then the other one, and then Tucker and stuff, it's about them and their wedding because them actually getting married and having, Jamie there and like being married. So
Like a
it's
proper,
really cute. Like it's proper their wedding is the episode, is like that little blurb. So it's cute.
not
It's
just
fun.
whatever's out
I,
there happening.
yeah, it's fun. Oh, part of Dean's thing is he was because it part of it is at Tucker's wedding, right?
Oh, dang.
So they're talking and talking, and like Dean's like, well, yeah, but what if, but like weddings are romantic and this and that. And so he's talking to Logan and Garrett, and they're both like, do not do that.
Mm.
Do not propose to her at Tucker's
No.
wedding.
No, that's a big
You're gonna piss
no-no.
off everybody. And so Tucker comes over and they're like, oh, here, ask him. At least if he gives you permission, fine, but you gotta ask. So we asked him, and Tucker was like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, that's not a big deal. As long as you don't mind, me and Sabrina announcing our next child at your wedding. And also, any achievement that you ever have, I will outshine you at every single time." And he's like, "Because if you hurt my fiance, my soon to be wife, the mother of my child, the woman I love, I'm going to hurt you for the rest of your life." Like, he went through this crazy thing, and Dean was like, "Okay, message received, I won't do it." He's like,
Like
"Good, I'm glad we could get that handled."
I get it, bruh.
Yeah, like, okay, cool, I'm glad we handled that. So, I thought it was funny, but yeah, that's the episode. I kind of kept it slightly short, actually.
I'm impressed.
So, short for us at least. Thank you. I did 3 books all in that time.
I am
So,
impressed.
yeah. So, it was really cute. Do you have any questions?
Um,
Concerns?
I don't think I'll ever read it, but I will probably at some point watch the show.
You should watch the show. It's very good.
So I'll probably do that. I doubt I do ever read the books though.
It's a lot of the book. The books are a lot. I listened to them on Audible. I didn't read them.
We know how I feel about that.
Um,
It's hard.
I know you don't like audiobooks.
It's just very difficult for me to enjoy and be okay with that. I don't know why. Something
You
about
just
it.
don't like people reading to you, which is fine.
I mean, that is also very 100%. Yes, I do not like to be read to. I will read to other people, but
I
don't
got
read to me.
I have the fun ADHD where, like, I need something in the background or while I'm doing something, or I can't focus.
Oh, I do that, but then I listen to music because I can't. I got to be able to like listen to it, but like also tune it out. And you can't do that if you're trying to read a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
I think that's part of it.
No, I have to focus on 2 things at once or else I can't.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
usually working and
I'll
not
listen to
listening to
music too,
music.
but so am I.
It's a
I'm usually
problem.
working when I do my audiobooks. It's fine. Anyway, if
It's
you enjoyed our
fine.
podcast, if you enjoyed
Follow
our
us.
podcast, go ahead and give us a like, follow us wherever you're listening. If it's on YouTube, hit the little bell icon so that way you always know when we post.
This is true.
If you want, yes, yes, yes. But if you want to keep up with us and what we're doing, and if there's any hiatuses coming up, follow us on Instagram. That's where we're most active. Or on TikTok, you can get some little reels and things every once in a while from us. So, like we said, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, or Audible even technically. We're on all of them. Come hang out. Listen to our other episodes.
Please.
If this is the first one you've listened to, hello.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, if you need links for any of those, you can look down below to our link tree. Otherwise, happy reading.
Bye.